Looking today at the gospel lesson from Mark 15, we read the description of Jesus' crucifixion. And in this account, beginning at verse 29, we hear the passers-by and religious leaders mock Jesus. Here is what they said. And those who passed by derided him, wagging their heads and saying, "Aha, you who would destroy the temple and rebuild it in 3 days, save yourself and come down from the cross." So also the chief priests with the scribes mocked him to one another, saying, "He saved others, he cannot save himself. Let the Christ, the King of Israel, come down now." Between those who passed by and the priests, we hear an account of the teachings of Jesus and the works of Jesus summed up. By referencing Jesus' claim to rebuilding the temple, that reveals that what Jesus had spoken and taught was well known. The word got out and around of what Jesus had said he would do. Now, we of course know he was speaking of the temple of his body, but just the fact that even the casual passers-by knew of this means that what Jesus said and taught was well known. And then there's what the chief priests and scribes said, that Jesus had saved others. Isn't that remarkable? That they testified to the works that Jesus did. They acknowledged that Jesus had indeed saved others. There were abundant witnesses to his works of healing and casting out demons, and even bringing Lazarus and others back from the dead. And these religious leaders used as a source of mocking Jesus as he was dying on the cross. But what they may not have noticed is that they were also in one sense speaking prophetically. Listen again to their words. He saved others, he cannot save himself. And they were absolutely correct in what they spoke. Jesus could not indeed save himself if he wanted to accomplish the final work of saving others, of saving all others, of saving everyone in the world for all time. This lasting work of the Christ, which they mockingly called him, could only be finished by God's true Christ sacrificing himself there on that cross. He indeed could not save himself in order to save others. Never forget those words of the chief priests and scribes spoken in derision are in fact true. They are words that speak our salvation because Jesus chose to save the world, to save us, and not himself. That is what we believe, teach, and confess. God's peace and salvation, won by Christ on the cross, be with you. Goodbye.